Good morning and welcome to John Beck. This is your principal, Mr. Lin, and I hope that you had a wonderful Thursday yesterday. Today is Friday, November 8th, 2024, and it is a day B. For instrumentals, it's a day 2. Now, before we kick off this wonderful day, I want to invite you, as I always do, to please stand and face the flag for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Go ahead and take a seat. I'm so happy that you guys are here in school. We have made it to the end of the week. It's Friday. Now, of course, we do have to make it through today, but I'm excited about how today has kicked off because you may or may not know, some of you guys may have even attended, that earlier this morning, really early this morning, we celebrated a lot of our local veterans in our community. Now, these veterans mean a lot to us. I love showcasing our school. I love showcasing our community. But even more than that, I love honoring our veterans. Our veterans truly have done a lot in their past lives as veterans. They worked on ships, they were on foreign soil, they were defending and protecting the American interest. But most importantly to me, what means the most to me is that every single one of them agreed that it was worth the risk of potentially putting their own lives on the line to make sure that they protect and defend us as human beings, as Americans, but more than that, our way of life, our ideals. I know that our country is still working on getting better, but that's a good thing, right? We have never arrived and we should never stop working for our country. And in order for us to do that, we need our veterans and our current armed forces and those who are servicemen and women to give us a peace of mind that we won't be taken by surprise, that we won't be taken down by those who are not our friends. The veterans and the servicemen and the servicewomen committed their lives to making sure that we can continue to enjoy the blessings of being an American. How do we repay them back? Well, let's repay them back by making sure that we look out for each other, right? We give each other the respect and responsibility and the readiness, the dignity that you and I all deserve. So let's talk about that. Number one, be respectful. That's the first expectation here at the school. I saw so many of our kids today show that respect. Those fourth graders who did an amazing job singing. Really, truly, it was an emotional moment to hear your voices ring out. And when I saw the faces of our veterans, they were locked in. Some, I think, were fighting back tears. Yes, respect. We need to give each other respect. Just like we give our veterans respect, we need to pay it out to each other. Our veterans didn't fight just for you. Our veterans didn't just fight for me. They didn't choose to not fight for the other American. They chose to fight for all of us together. And because of that, they want to see us come together for our country. So let's start with respect. And then number two, show that we are ready. Ready to learn, ready to be the best version of ourselves. I know I just switched that up. I typically go to responsibility. But let's talk about ready. Our veterans, during their time in the service, our current active duty servicemen and women, have all committed to being ready to defend our country. It doesn't matter if it's 3 in the morning or 12 noon or 3 o'clock in the afternoon. They committed to be ready to protect us, to lay their lives down on the line in order to make sure that we can continue to enjoy the prosperity and the blessings, as I said, of being an American society, so that we can, with peace on our mind, continue to work for a better society in our country. What does readiness mean for you? Well, if they fought for us to commit to building a better country, then we need to be ready to build that better country. And it starts with building a better community right here, making sure that we are not bullying each other, that our hands are to ourselves, that our feet are to ourselves, that we commit to feeding the good wolves in each one of us, the true American wolf that is going to rise above and be the better wolf, to be the leader, to be humble, but to be dignified. I think that's really important, to be welcoming, to be caring, to be loving to each other, and to give each one of ourselves the respect and the dignity that we each deserve as well. And number 3, show that we are responsible. Responsible for ourselves, responsible for taking care of ourselves and our country, responsible for taking care of our society, responsible of taking care of our class, of our fellow classmates, of our school. So often our veterans are so humble. They don't like to always brag about themselves. And so when they come back from being in the Army or the Navy or the Marine Corps or the Coast Guard, right? Or the Air Force, can't forget the Air Force, that they put on regular clothes like you and me and they go about continuing to work for a better America. But being responsible means we've got to take care of our veterans. Sometimes they've seen and experienced things that we never would want to see. But it takes a toll on them. So it's important that we take care of our veterans, whether they were injured or not, at least physically, because a lot of them are hurt in their hearts and in their minds based on many of the sad things that they had to see as veterans. So let's be responsible for those who served in our armed forces, who served and committed to lay down their lives and to protect our country. But remember, they're protecting our country because they need us to build a better country, to continue to build an amazing country. So that responsibility means we've got to take care of each other. We've got to take care of the people that are our friends, but also those who may not even be our friends. How many of you have committed or are able to commit to taking care of people you don't get along with? Maybe who we so don't get along with that even though they're Americans, we kind of consider them as enemies. How much courage do we have to reach over and make sure that they're okay, that they're taken care of? And even if we don't agree with each other, how can we work together to make sure that our society is a true we the people? Okay, so that is respect, responsibility, and readiness, and how that applies to our Veterans Day. Now, the official Veterans Day is next week, but once again, we're celebrating it today with our PTO Veterans Day breakfast. Once again, it was the high point of my morning. I typically get so excited to see you guys, but before seeing you guys today, I got to see our local veterans, and I'm just incredibly proud and honored that they would come to our school and grace us with their presence. Speaking of that pride, don't forget, if you haven't heard, our Spirit Wear is up and running. Some of your moms and dads, some of your families received notification that we have a Spirit Wear store that was put out at the end of last week. Unfortunately, we did have a glitch, and so if there was a T-shirt or a sweatshirt, perhaps a bag or a blanket that you were interested in buying, it was impossible to check out. So we had to go back and fix the website. It is up and running. But if you plan to purchase Spirit Wear to show how proud you are of being a John Beck student, make sure that you guys get it in by November 22nd. That is the due date for all of the orders. That hasn't changed. But the good news is that the website is now up and running. You can check out. There are no problems with it. If your family was really frustrated, go home, tell them to go back and check. I love the t-shirt that says John Beck, Love, Care, and Encourage. I know a lot of you guys wear it. I personally have 2 shirts that say that, but perhaps you might want another one. Maybe you want it as a sweatshirt. Maybe you want it as a bag. So think about it. You don't have to buy it, but I know we put that online store up there because so many of you guys have asked, hey, how do I get some cool John Beck shirts? We're also selling Warwick stuff as well because we're proud of being part of Warwick School District. So go ahead, if you're interested, go talk to your parents, go talk to your families, see if they can log in. There probably shouldn't be any issues with checking out. If there are, please tell them to reach out to me, but I think we worked out all the kinks. All right, I've run out of time, so I'm going to wrap up with this. I love you. I care about you. I'm here to encourage you. Go ahead and spread that message to others today. If you happen to have a veteran in your life, maybe you know a veteran like a next door neighbor, show them that love. Go tell them that you love them so much that you want to thank them for serving our country. Be caring. Care for them. Remember, our veterans, some of them have been injured from their time in the service. Others might be sad and hurt from all of the terrible things that some of them had to see because of their time in the service. Go take care of them. We know they took care of us. Let's take care of them as well. And last but not least, encourage each other, encourage your teachers, encourage your classmates, encourage those who you might even consider your enemies, but encourage each other because we are living in an American society. We should be proud of it. And go find those veterans out there and encourage them. Encourage them to continue to rest assured that we have not forgotten about them. I can't wait to see you guys around. Have an awesome day. And as always, I like you just the way you are.